A dragon is nothing without their hoard. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Smaug the Magnificent, one of the biggest cards of the new Hobbit set. This is a 4-mana 4/3 hasty dragon, and it deals damage to any target based on the number of treasures you control. Whether those treasures are tokens or permanents, because yes, there are things that are treasures that just are castable spells. Smaug doesn't care what's in his hoard, he just wants to have it, and I guess the more he has, the more powerful he gets. This is a commander that is built around two things: treasures and dragons. Now, the dragon part of this deck is not necessary, but I love dragons, and a lot of dragons make treasures. Things like the ancient copper dragon or gold span dragon are fantastic dragon and treasure cards. And if you're playing some dragons, you may as well play more of them, because dragons have a lot of very good synergetic pieces like Dragon Speaker Shaman or Dragon's Hoard or even the Carnelian Orb of Dragonkind to give the rest of your dragons haste. This deck is doing what many red decks do, which is burning your opponent's creatures. But rather than packing the deck with as many lightning bolts as you can, instead you pack it with treasures and ways to make treasures, so Smaug the Magnificent is able to burninate your opponents in their creatures all on his own. I also find that you can play some cards that just generate treasures over time, like Spiteful Banditry, or maybe the token from Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and of course some great one-off treasure makers like Big Score. This is a deck that's really underscoring how fun treasures can be when you're not spending them. So let's take Smaug into the queue and see what's in his hoard. This video and my channel are sponsored by TCGplayer.com. So if you're looking to pick up some singles or sealed product for The Hobbit, you can use TCG Player and use the link in the description of the video to help support my channel. Smaug the Magnificent has a lot of cards that are available in paper that aren't in Arena to give you even more treasure synergy. There's also some pretty cool showcase treatments, including the Extremely Chase showcase treatment for Smaug that you can pick up in paper, but I'm talking about cards like Descent into Avernus, one of my personally favorite, most chaotic game accelerators, or maybe Reign of Riches, even depicting a dragon surrounded by their treasure, or Reaver Cleaver, to turn every hit into a little bit more gold for your hoard. And if you're looking for all of these cards and more, you should check out TCGplayer.com. Katara Waterbending Master. It's oops, all counter spells. And I have a hand that does have ramp, but it's not ramp that I think will resolve, stick around, or let me do much of anything. And the removal's probably a little slow for Katara. This hand is also not really what I want, but I will take the turn 2 Magda, and more importantly, Lannery Storm. I love Lannery. Actually, I'll go for a turn 2 Sarkhan, revealing my Terror of the Peaks if I can, to get a treasure to accelerate into Smaug. Oh, I'm so good at Magic the Gathering. Okay, since this is not going to be naming human, it's going to be naming dragon, I'm actually not going to show it this turn, and I am going to try to get the Sarkhan in play. Sarkhan's a human. He's a human druid. He turns into a dragon, but that's fine. Yeah, we're going to play I got my other hate piece here. Well, I love that. Hexam. Katara has a lot more trouble, but she can't counter spells. So they're going to use Rapid Hybridization to turn Hexing Squelcher into a Flizzard. A good piece of instant speed removal, gets them an experience counter, but they can't swing in because the Flizzard's too thick. Cavern of Souls naming Dragon. I don't want this game to drag on too long. I'm going to swing in with Smaug. No, it's not a lizard. It is a Flizzard. Frog lizard. They use Demolition Field, but I'm happy because my Smaug already resolved. I would love a basic land. Thank you, Katara. Getting your commander to resolve can be half the battle, even though Katara does typically have some unsummon effects, some toyification effects. Perhaps a Pongify. Some Ukin. There's a treasure. Can I have some more? Essence Scatter on Captain Lannery. Dealing a damage to face, swinging in, and trying for Magda this time. Magda did resolve. They didn't have another 2 mana or less counterspell. And they're swinging in. This allows them to draw. And drop. I'm actually feeling kind of like a double block here. Because they oftentimes do have like an +1/+0 untap. And I want Katara dead. I want her a dunzo. The Frantic Search means they'd be able to replay her, though. In that case, I guess I'll just put the Frog Lizard in the way. Insert Frog Lizard. Katara is dead. Goodbye, Katara. They have 5 mana to work with. It looks like they're drawing cards. A Treasure Cruise? No, it's probably the instant speed one. Oh, never mind. It's a extra turn spell. Yeah, I'd like to turn this game around and hit you in the face. Shadow of the Second Sun on 6 mana? That's 1 short of being able to bounce all these, unless, and this is an important unless, they have Etherize. I'm trying to think if Terror into Zorn is more damage. I think it is. For anybody wondering, I do not have Grand Tutor targets for these. Okay, if I use this, I'm going 2 for 2. Make a treasure, deal some damage. And they're down to 2 against a mono red deck. I'm not going to bother burning up the treasures here. We consult the star charts. Star charts, what do you say? What do you think? What are we looking at here? A brainstorm. In response to your brainstorm, I'm going to discard Zorn and look for a lightning bolt. Baby, Mama needs some lightning. Ooh, no, but that is a monkey. Ook. Shadow just untapping all their things so they can always have mana up for counter spells. I've put this in a lot of decks that have like flash commanders or are very heavy on the counterspell game plan because it works. This is a very good card in Oops All counter spells. Monkey is like lightning. It's lightning that can be blocked by Katara. What the? Raise the Palisades. Honey? You think you're naming Clown? Seriously, right in front of my beautiful, beautiful dragon? That hurts. Anyway, here's Smaug. They're saying good game. Ah, it's because I can pay 3. They don't even know about the monkey. Gut. True Cell Zullet. She is going to be sacrificing her creatures and artifacts to make skeletons. I don't have actual red mana here. Whoops. All right, this is better. I have removal. I have ramp. I have a little tiny board wipe. Oh, well, inside of your soldier, there is a rat. I'll strike it rich. Bank an extra mana. a Shock Brigade. Going to help them go wide and give them even more sacrificables. I would like to kill Gut next turn, even though it means taking more damage. I'm thinking I actually hit Spear Guard with Flame Slash. And then Brotherhood's End next turn, and then Smaug the turn after. I like that. Okay. It means I am going to take a bunch of damage here. But I'm like medium, large red to their more low to the ground red. By the way, this Gut is an uncommon. It is very much buildable on a budget, and it is kind of absurd. Even with no background, if you want a mono red commander for 1v1, Gut is good. All right, Brotherhood's End. Smash it. Next turn, I'll have Smaug with a treasure, which is important because it means that their little tiny creatures will be burnable by Dragonfire. Ah, you want to break faces. That's understandable. I, too, crave violence. I'm going to play Field of Ruin. I'm going to play Smaug. And I'm actually feeling like maybe I just want to, like, Fury these two. This gives them, like, a 1-drop that they can play. No, I still feel okay about this. I'm going to pass. A Hexing Squelcher. Going to make it hurt if I want to burn these. And Riveteer's Requisitioner. How about a treasure? Let's turn my mana into more mana. I'll deal 3 damage to Hexing Squelcher. Yeah, I can pay the 2 life. And thanks to Goldspan Dragon's passive ability, these now each tap for 2. So I can straight up hard cast Fury. Now I have a double striker that's going to stick around and can block whatever threats we need. So they would need to go for, like, a hasty threat. So they have an attack. You need to attack to trigger Gut. Yeah, life is a resource, and I feel like it can be very hard in, like, a red v red match of, like, how low can I go? How defensively do I need to play? What resources can I burn? Oh, okay. Well, they gave me a treasure to steal my gold span. They steal the gold span to sacrifice it to Guts. And they get a little refund. There goes my Goldilocks. And they hit me for 4. But I think we might just have lethal here. Neither of these dragons have haste. It doesn't matter. We swing in with Smaug. We kill Gut. Gut's the only blocker. And we use the castle for a little extra boost. Fury on its own is dealing 8. And that is a perfectly lethal swing. GG, Gut. Taval, the balanced scale, a fellow dragon of Tarkir. Well, I'm not a dragon of Tarkir, but they sure are. Going to be getting lands out of the graveyard and making zombies whenever anything leaves their graveyard. There's a lot of cards that synergize with this super well. It's Dragon v Dragon content. Oh yeah, I hope this game doesn't drag on too much. Ha 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 ha. I kept this hand, by the way, because it has a way to kill their commander. I think that's fair. Aftermath Analyst filling their graveyard up with all sorts of goodies. Yeah. I'm gonna use Invasion of Tarkir here. to kill Aftermath Analyst. They already got, I think, at least one land in the graveyard. Oh, no, they didn't. I thought that was a land. That's a CDC. They have so much blue up. Do I risk playing Smaug here? You know what? I'm gonna play Townraiser Tyrant. I'm not gonna bother hasting it. Yeah, I felt like it's just a counter spell, and I really want Smaug to resolve. Do you think my opponent is actually Miss Peer? MS Pair? Spear? Alright, they have a land in the graveyard. By the way, they have to attack with Tival in order to get it out. I think it's Microsoft Pair. A Kishla Skimmer. Things leaving their graveyard will get them more. Alright, I'll swing with Smaug. I'm going for it. Actually, yeah, because that means I can flip that on a ping. That sounds sweet. It's good. It's a really good dragon. Defiant Thundermaw. Tival coming down. They'll also get to draw a card when things leave their graveyard. We get a treasure. Ooh, Dragonhawk? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna lead with Dragonhawk in case this hits like a cool land. Okay. Nope. 2 dragons. How mundane, 2 dragons. Swinging at face this time, but flipping the invasion with the 1 damage from Smaug. Smaug champ. Now, whenever my dragons attack, we get to deal 2 damage to any target. Smaug champ. Yeah, somebody like take this avatar, which by the way is like a rotated version of this art, but like take this avatar and just make him like, oh, a treasure. Arkenstone. Tassiger delving into play, exiling a bunch of cards into graveyard so they get to draw. And they know we can just burn our way through their defenses this turn. We have 2 damage on this, then another 6 damage, and then another... Oh my god, with the Castle Emperor, it's just lethal this turn. GG. Sagan, Raider Warlord. Sagan's going to try to get their speed up to maximum, because if they can, then they'll be giving all their creatures first strike. And the more creatures they have with first strike or double strike, the bigger a buff Sagan gives when it attacks. I'd say Sagan is one of those must-kill kind of cards, because not only is it well-statted and buffing your team, it also eventually is just going to make all of their cards, and itself, very bad to block. Now dragons, they don't go that wide. They don't go wide really at all, because dragons tend to be pretty pricey cards to cast. And yeah, we got some treasures we can use to accelerate our game plan. We have a little bit of burn to take out their threats. But if they get some haste enablers for Sagan, then it's just going to keep coming down and causing trouble. Alright, so I have 2 mana. And this is an on-attack card, Kinsair Sentry. It is also a card, I will say, that is worth committing a crime on. Sure, I will reveal an extra dragon just because it's fun. And I have committed the crime of playing a battle. Magda gets me a tap treasure. Tap treasure good. Tap treasure means repeatable removal from Smaug. Yeah, I've played against this person's Sagan deck before. It tends to have a bunch of, what's the best word for it? Prison pieces? Yeah, it's got prison pieces. I'll flip that. Commit a crime. Here's a dragon. Now, something that is nice about playing a mono red deck is that I don't have fetch lands because I don't really need to be thinning my deck. I don't have any graveyard stuff. So keeping my speed in line is a little easier. All right, so Audric's going to give everyone double strike. So that's a bit of a buff. I could trade with the Thundermaw, or I could take 6 and then use the Thundermaw to kill. Or I could, like, chump block with Magda. I think that this is fine. I have so much damage when I turn around and swing at them. Because Smaug's dealing 3 or more, because I can do things like play Lannery, clear out all their attackers, and get in all the damage we want. And I don't know, maybe I'm Born to Zorn. Double up those treasures. Torok Dread Canter against a deck with very, very little card advantage. They're going to be making me discard. And once those cards are gone, they are gone for good because, well, Red's not exactly known for graveyard recursion either. Sure, maybe you can recast something from the graveyard if it's an instant or sorcery, but mostly dragons are dragon dropping. I don't have the ability to behold the dragon, so I'll pop down this ruby medallion. I discard 2 at random. Come on, lands! Okay, it was my best land and my burn spell. I'll play Smaug. Deal 0 to their face. Still have 4 mana. Swinging for 4. I guess they don't have a discard spell here, as I think they would have used it. Oh! Okay. They're just resetting the board entirely. It stinks to play this without a dragon. Or, like, without one that I can immediately follow up with. But at least I can reveal one. So if they replay their commander, it has a 2 of 3 chance of making me discard the Ancient Copper Dragon. Which, let's find out! Okay, there it goes. Rippin' Peppies! Ooh, Balefire. I don't have a haste enabler right now. I could still bring it out, though, because, like, it's like that, or I'm just dealing a little damage off Smaug. I like Balefire. It feels like a more recurring threat. And since we know they're a discard deck, like, great. Now they can't make me discard because my hand is empty. You want to seize my thoughts? You can't. I'm thinking about nothing. And it looks like all it takes is a mighty Balefire Dragon to take them down. Soul of Windgrace. I have a seething song which would let me bring out Terror of the Peaks, but with 3 lands and nothing in the first 3 turns, this is not my favorite keep. I still think I'm going to, while they ramp. This is a deck that's able to recur lands from the graveyard, either graveyard, which means that they're going to be discarding and playing a lot of fetch lands so they can bring them back. Normally their opponents are also playing fetch lands so they can grab those too. Hi, Elvish Mystic. You're so cute. Ooh, in an Arena of Glory. Let's go for it. I'm gonna play Terror of the Peaks, because I feel that this will go the nicest with anything else I play. Okay, well, with a Vampiric Tutor, they can just add instant speed, put whatever card best responds to this, Soldier's Edict, on top of their deck. I really wish they didn't put the cycle of instant speed tutors into this game. Into Arena, into Brawl. It's too late for it now. Ah, Soldier's Edict! It's like I built their deck. That's crazy. I'll play Smaug next. I have no treasures, but that's fine. Swing in for 4. Yeah, no thoughts, only dragons. All I know is dragons. Call it a drag and drop interface, the way that we be dropping these from the sky. Ah! Oh, Toxic Deluge. Wow, they really hate Smaug. They were willing to kill their own creature for that. That felt kind of like over aggressive. I don't know about you guys. I'll play Roaming Throne. I'm not going to give it haste, and I will name, this is going to blow your mind, Dragon. Now play a human. No, 2 humans. A human and an artifact. They didn't play human and artifact. There's no lands in the graveyard. And I'll swing in with Smaug. I have 0 treasures, so I'm going to deal 0 damage twice. Bing bong. Oh, but just you wait. Soon, I'm going to make 2 treasures, and then I'll use the 2 treasures to deal 4 damage. Or more. I don't know. Soul of Windgrace just cycled a land there. Discard a land to draw a card. They now have a land in the graveyard. They can also do things like make this indestructible. And then wipe the board again. Oh, Bloodthirsty Adversary. Are you recasting Toxic Deluge? Against a dragon stack with a Den of the Bugbear and an Arena of Glory? Yeah, I'm not sure you thought that one through. Not sure you thought that one through. Gut True Soul Zealot. I think I played against this exact same Gut player before, and I had a weird game where they didn't play any creatures to sacrifice until turn 3, which was great for me because it means I had a chance to get ahead. I have a Ragavan on turn 1 though, so I am starting where I want to be, which is to say, with treasures, with damage, with monkey that got struck by lightning. That's all right, you know. Take what we can get, and maybe what I can get next turn is a Jessica's Will if I draw land. The drawing land part's important. A Burnout Bastronaut. Am I a Braid in that? It would mean that they wouldn't have anything to sacrifice for bones. Yeah, I'm gonna play the I hope I get a land game. It's a land! Alright, so Jessica's Will get me 5 mana. 5 mana would actually give me Dragon Speaker Shaman into Smaug. But I could also Dragon Speaker that, like, just Dragon Speaker this turn. No. I want 5 mana for Dragon Speaker Shaman into Smaug the Magnificent. Just look at him. He looks great. I'll swing in for 4 in the air, dealing 0 damage to their face. This deck has a good number of lands in it because, like most dragons, they cost a lot of mana. It does some good ritualing. Screaming Nemesis. If you're looking for generically good cards in red, this is one of the best ones ever made. This card is crazy. Also, I can't really ping it. It would be bad if I ping it because they get to reflect the damage on me. I can either go for this doubles up the damage. This gives me the potential of like some really fun stuff. So I'm gonna go Ancient Copper Dragon. I love Ancient Copper Dragon. Because if I get enough treasures, I'll make Smaug a very, very happy hoarder. That's why it's in the deck. It's a dragon that does treasure stuff. Bye, Gut. Sorry you didn't have any skeletons. Vivi, that spell-slinging little wizard. I have a lot of big dragons and no way to play them. This hand has ramp. I'll take it. Ramp and potential removal, but that pesky wizard. But they're going to have a lot of removal. And I'll tell you this right up. This is a 4-mana creature that dies to Lightning Bolt. And I just gotta hope that their 3-mana creature that could die to Lightning Bolt doesn't take it out first. Ooh, the Emperor of Palamecia. Ain't no pal of mine, I'll tell you that much. I could go for Fury on this and a dashed Ragavan. Or just Iron Crag. I'm gonna lead with this Fury. Emperor Palamecia is a, like, mana rock that would help them. It was also giving them extra mana off Mox Amber. And I'm going in with this Ragavan. I'll slip out the back. Huh. It's like that, or I keep the mana for Smaug. Bigger monkey. My dashing monkey stays in the play. Yay! Yeah, I phase out the dash. Storm Chaser's talent? Okay. I'm such a talented blue mage. Look at me and all these spells I can cast. They're just passing through with 5 mana. I don't like that. I'll try to cast Twin Flame Tyrant, which seems like a good way to try to, like, either force removal on this or get this monkey going. I'll attack with both, because if they have removal for the Twin Flame Tyrant, then at least this would get through. Oh, Monstrous Rage. And removal for Twin Flame? Yikes. What the heck? They had 6 mana? That's nuts. Okay. Punishing. They're not holding VV back, but there typically are a bunch of untapped spells. I'm gonna play Cosmic Sovereign, which will generate a random creature of mana value 3, which is... oh, Grahatia. I feel like they will have untapped spells because this is the tap and untap version of VV. But I'm totally down with, like, oh no. Oh, you don't want to kill my otter? Okay. Yeah, my mono red life gain. I love Cosmic Sovereign. I love Momir effects. They're losing it. Looking at the top cards of their deck. Putting 2 into hand. And they have enough mana if they want to cast this again. And it's an instant, right? Yeah, it's an instant. They'd rather iterate. Using their expressions to put a card into exile, a card into their hand, and a card on the bottom of their library. Yeah, that VV is nice. Nice. Yeah, I want to have as little control over what my deck does as possible. I wish this was my commander. Alright, so they're bringing back Thunder Magic. And killing my super awesome rad dragon. Dragonhawk, can you find me something rad? It's a ruby medallion. VV has trample, so I ain't blocking that. Yeah, I'm out here like, I don't really want to run tutors. I don't want my deck to be consistent. I want to show off as many big silly cards as I can, unless the deck is built entirely around a combo. What do you got? They have a Muragonda Raceway, apparently. Yeah, the pings from VV really do add up to a ton of damage. Especially if they're doubled by a Harmonic Prodigy. Alright, so they have enough mana to Sorceress's Schemes. They're not attacking. I was thinking you, before combat, you Sorceress's Schemes and you shore up. and force a block. Might have just been a guaranteed lethal, even. I don't think I'm winning this one. But you know what? I got to do funny monkey things. So I'm pretty happy. Would you like 18 or whatever more mana? Bet. Yeah, 18 more mana. Oh, okay, they're gonna hit me with some nibbles. My creatures die. Wait, why didn't you die? Each other creature. How did Harmonic Prodigy live? Is there something here I'm missing? They targeted Prodigy and Vivi took the damage. Oh! I thought they targeted Vivi. Shows how much attention I'm paying. They're almost done. They have 20... They have like 40 mana. 60 mana. But they went off a lightning bolt. GG, Vivi. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's a 5-color commander that is sometimes just... Well... Sometimes it's just like 5-color for the sake of 5-color. Sometimes it's 5-color heroes. And on a very, very, very rare occasion, it's 5-color equipments and or vehicles. Maybe even transforming vehicles, because you can cheat them into play and flip them with his activated ability, his power-up. Well, that's the Mind Stone. I mind. Mind that you're playing your commander. I'll use Cindercone Smite to take it out and make a treasure, because I was not the starting player. Yes, my commander is very good at killing Nick Fury from Marvel Comics. It turns out Smaug the Dragon has many talents. And this time we're cooking. When am I going to make a Brawl video with him? When they release more heroes... I imagine that we're getting like 5 Marvel sets. We've seen 2 so far. Maybe 6, 1 for each stone. And when we get all of those, then, you know, maybe that's when we'll have the perfect number of heroes to brew around it. Smaug chews up Nick Fury and spits him out. Yum, yum, yum. Tasty, tasty. Oh no! I actually had Mjolnir in this deck at one point. Mjolnir is going to take Smaug out. He is going to return to the command zone. Ooh, I could either play Cosmic Sovereign or just like set up discounts. I love Cosmic Sovereign, so I'm going to play it while they're tapped out. This is a bit of a Mjolnir card. A nice Iruth. Every turn at the start of combat, it will give me a random creature. The creature will have haste, and its mana value is determined by the power of Cosmic Sovereign. I was just kind of looking for one more hasty dragon to throw in here, and this one's awesome. It's really fun. It's a little chaotic. Ooh, it's Electra. Woogie, woogie, woogie. Oh, they're killing Cosmic Sovereign. Are you gonna give her this? She is not a villain. She's a human assassin hero. I actually think one of the other Electras might be hero villain. Whack. Well, doesn't matter. She's not going to get to deal double damage because she is dead to dragon fire. Yeah, the one with sneak, I think, is maybe a hero villain or maybe just a villain. It's the one that's like a bad version of Chupacabra. Hi. Would you like to exile the Glorybringer, the Dragon Speaker, or the Balefire Dragon? You've chosen Balefire Dragon. Good choice, good choice. Scary card. I think this person is doing like what I would like to do with this deck, which is play an absolute glut of Marvel heroes, because that is the only thing that has heroes in it. Unfortunately, we've only had heroes in like 2 sets, and there's just not quite enough. GG, Nick. Vivisa Orbital Overseer. It's just as big as a dragon is, but it's actually a jellyfish, weirdly enough. And this jellyfish enters the battlefield and makes lands, and those lands then can station, because they're all the different planets. And since Vivisa is a big, funky flyer with vigilance that makes more flyers, they'll be defending in the air, attacking in the air, going wide, ramping, and doing all of the best things Bant can do. Sometimes these are also Bant Blink decks. I like the idea of the Ruby Medallion into the Jessica as well to accelerate into some of these. Let's try to get this Chandra out. I feel like they're gonna flash out a Wan Shi Tong. Nope. Just killing Chandra with a fateful absence. That's alright with me. Yeah, I wish this counted treasures and something else, but it isn't just treasures. A glittering stockpile. Oh, went through. I guess I could turn 2 mana into 5 mana, but it's not that exciting of a turn for it. I think I'd rather wait. I'll look for another land. Nice. A land. A tapped land. I have more mana than the ramp deck now. At least for the moment. Let's see what they cast. Might have to fetch. Yeah, I have matched into a lot of multicolored opponents. You could absolutely put Blood Moon in this deck. Depending on what you match into, like, that's where you include your different hate cards. I think that I've run into a couple of monocolors, but I'd say mostly multicolored decks with this. So yeah, I'd say Blood Moon or Winter Moon. Both are fine. Winter Moon hurts you though, because like you might notice many of these are non-basics. Speaking of non-basics, they're gonna get a land from the graveyard, and it's not a basic. Gives them access to all sorts of mana. Smaug the Magnificent. And a Jessica's Will. Okay, well, it's still my commander, even if it doesn't have abilities. I get 3 mana because they used a card from their hand. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. I could Glorybringer and kill the Wary Zone Guard, or Fury and kill the Wary Zone Guard. I'm gonna go for the Fury. Boop. It feels like it would be a better thing to just have as a blocker in case this doesn't go through for some reason. Goodbye, Balefire Dragon. Mythweaver Pot, gonna double up the next land they play. And it's a fetch, which means they can do it again on my turn, just by fetching. This is so not fetch. Am I just forcing through damage here? Yep. Terror of the Peaks. Just getting silly with it. Yeah, you get that basic, not this basic copied. Oh, it triggers once a turn. Oh, they put it back into my hand. All right. Am I still trying to get through 4 damage? Nope. Tatiova turns those landfalls into card draw. Bristly Bill turns those landfalls into +1/+1 counters. Two lands, 2 counters, and 2 cards drawn. Pesky Pock. Okay. Terror of the Peaks again. Thunderbreak Regent. Blast of Tatiova. Pass the turn. No more card draw, please. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like Cosmic Sovereign Castle Embereth. Or just double casting these. Because I can pump this up and use it as a more flexible burn spell on Terror of the Peaks. It has its own burn ability, too. Oh, wow, look at all those fetches they get to bring back. Not going for a fetch? By the way, if they touch this card, they're gonna have to lose like 6 life. If they attack in, I get to recast Smaug. Not that that's what I'd actually do. Because I got these baddies. Ooh, Lannery! Oh, she's so fun. Gonna put full control mode on so I can respond to my own triggers. See if this resolves. It does. I'm going to target Vivisa, but before this resolves, I'm going to sacrifice my glittering stockpile to add red. Tap. More red. Tap. More red. Tap. More red. I only need to deal 6. Yeah, only. I may as well do one more. After all, why shouldn't I? Ah, because of Stifle. No problem. Maybe I'll hit Craterhoof Behemoth. Come on, Cosmic Sovereign! Wait, that's 9. What's a 9 drop even? It's... Hold up. Is that Zakama? It's freaking Zakama! Zakama with haste. Pretty big. You didn't like that. Oh, you didn't like me having Zakama with haste. That's too bad. It's a Zakama with haste and you're gonna deal with it. Marchesa, the dealer of death. She'll be dealing with me squelching some of her spells. tapping my dwarves for mana, playing a bit of treasure, and of course doubling all my damage with big old dragons. Marchesa is all about committing crimes, and her number one crime is that she, kind of like Ketramos, is just rewarding you for playing removal. The more removal you play, the more removal you get. And on top of that, she's incredibly well statted and in powerful colors to, you know, play things like Psychic Frog. I'm gonna go for the Magda first. Since it's not like we'd be blocking Psychic Frog anyway. A Prismari command. That's a crime to commit. They get a treasure, they swing in, they draw a card. Glittering stockpile. I can stockpile. I'll put the stop on their turn. So what's unusual about this mana rock is that it is a treasure. And so it counts for Smaug. Neat. There's a couple permanents, by the way, that are treasures. There's like a 1-mana creature, the dog. It is a treasure. Alright, we're hashing and stashing. Try to go for Glorybringer first. Exertin and Heartin. Trying to stop that Marchesa. I'd stop the Psychic Frog, but, well, have you seen their hand? Yeah, the Psychic Frog, I would say, is a despicable card that if you are in these colors, you should play. It is one of the most good of good stuffs. Loki, whenever things become targets of abilities they control, they get more card draw. Like this. Oh yeah, it's any player permanent. So they have targeted. They get to draw a card. They're like, yeah, might as well get more damage. I mean, I guess. Hexing Squelcher. There may not be that many free counter spells, but there are free counter spells, and it must be stopped. I will attack Liliana, but burn Loki. Drawing a card. I'll exile the Magda. Yeah, the Hexing Squelcher is, an unfortunate necessity in this day and age. Damn, alright. Rude. Like, I get it, but rude. I'll just try to play Smaug. Smaug. He is a little birdie. Tweet, tweet, peep, peep. Hey, at least they killed their own Psychic Frog. I wasn't going to be able to do it. Marchesa. She has a free crime that she can commit whenever she wants. I'm going to exert the Arena of Glory on Dragonhawk. It triggers on attack and on enter, which is why I'm doing this. Sure. Hexing Squelcher. I don't have ways to bring things out of my graveyard. They probably have ways to bring things out of my graveyard, though. Right? Reanimate? Absolutely. Alright, a Carnelian Orb of Dragonkind. Swinging again. Spell Pierce. No more orbs. Norbs. We don't get the direct damage. They terminate Dragonhawk, getting more removal in hand. They bounce the bird, and since it's a token, it just disappears forever. Goodbye, token. No more orbs. What are we to ponder in a world with no orbs? Truly tragic. Ragavan. Not gonna go for that double damage. I want it to be a super surprise. They push my monkey? This is heartbreaking. 1 minute. I only really want to cast Big Score if I feel fairly confident it can resolve. And it did resolve. I will sacrifice my glittering stockpile for 5. And show them my fury. My rage. My untold 4 damage to their commander. And I had Mind Break Trap. Really, Mind Break Trap? I have not seen that one in a while. My fury. Broken. Trapped. I have 8 mana required to cast my commander. Exile the Ragavan. Lootmonger gets the heist. I mean, I'm used to seeing, like, Mind Break Track and... What was it, like Modern it used to see some play? I haven't seen it played anywhere in a while. Will I ever resolve anything? Considering they board wipe to get rid of a Squelcher? Probably not. Twin Flame Tyrant? Some CDH play. Ah, stifling big combos. I will swing for 3, which is actually 6. And we're doing that cling thing, which will gain them 3 life. Have I already lightning bolted? No. Just gonna cycle through this Mind Stone. And I will play this Generous Plunderer. Gives me a way to do direct damage. And while they only have 2 mana up, that I think is my best chance to resolve it. But of course, there are 1 mana counterspells now, which are 1 mana crimes, which means Marchesa continues to keep drawing cheap or free removal. Like, that's how Marchesa operates, and that's why I don't really like to see it. Oh, look, Necromancy! I'm the one with the cool creatures. Which cool creature do you take? Dragonhawk? Yeah, it's like, typically you're running a slew of, like, 1 and 2 mana interaction, because you'll always just get more. Oh, you also have a Reanimate. Anything here costs 6? You should reanimate whatever costs 6. Oh my god, using my Dragon's Fire against me? You're killing me, Marchesa! Literally killing me! They swing for 5. They have the burn. Hey, what's up, Maddening Hex? I wish you showed up earlier. Does it even resolve? Like, they just have lethal, by the way. They can see everything I have access to. Okay, so they're redirecting Maddening Hex onto me. Honestly, if I had a cheap spell, I would cast it here. And they swing for lethal and end the game. GG, Marchesa, you rude dude, you. Kirik, son of Yawgmoth. This is, I feel like, one of the very few decks I've seen that was not a red deck or a blue deck. I feel like I haven't really matched into much green, despite how good I am at bolting birds. I guess this is okay as a hand. The Maddening Hex, I think, will be very good against Kirik. And Lightning Bolt is always nice to have an opening hand, even though I don't have a third land. Just gotta cross my fingers and hope I draw it, right? Dreamer Luck, Heart of the Cards, etc., etc. So Kirik is all about casting lots of black spells. And you can also pay life to cast those spells. Kirik is a Phyrexian that turns your mana into Phyrexian mana. Ooh, okay. You pay, and then you get a refund. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm gonna play Maddening Hex, because I feel like you will have a bunch of non-creature spells. I did see the images online of somebody who brought a 2,000 plus card deck to Commander Night with the new Wits Commander. It's Butt Stallion. It is Butt Stallion, a big crystal horsey. Just gonna chill on my Lightning Bolt because I'd like to use this big score. I even have a single target spell that I might want to double with the Spine Rock Tyrant. And drop Nova Hellkite. Looks like they didn't get another land, so they can't play Kirik yet. Or they're just holding removal. Always possible. I'm gonna go for Goldspan. Immediately into Smaug, because I can now tap my treasures for 2. A Soul Shatter. Well, that kills the Goldspan before I get to swing in, so I won't have any treasures. But they take a tiny bit of damage, and I guess I'll just swing in for 4 and deal 0. An Accursed Marauder, that will kill my commander. We each have to sacrifice. They get a treasure and a scry. They swing for 1. Pass the turn. I'll play Spine Rock Tyrant. Pass the turn. They will gain a life. They're taking 6, and I guess I'll kill both the creatures. It's like that or deal 6 to the face. It's hard because it's like they are a life-paying deck. I think maybe going Diamond Mare and face would also work. Yeah, these Edict effects are very good against a dragon deck. Dragons don't go wide. It's not something they do. Oh, what's wrong? Am I maddening you with my hexes, Kirik? Hi, Liliana. Die, Liliana. Make a zombie. This is also more Edict effects. To go for face or to go for Lily? I'm going for face. I did have the Storm Dragon in this deck at one point, and I took it out since somebody mentioned it. Oh, my opponent killed themselves because they lost 5 and then lost 2. Funny. Keely the Resourceful. This dwarf will be drawing them cards when other dwarves or equipment enter play, and can even equip things for free. This is kind of like Super SRAM. It's limited to only once a turn, but I feel like Keely's really great. Like, the fact that you get this ability, the free equip, means that not only are you running good equipment, you only have to pay for the casting part. If that. Yeah, it's another Hobbit commander. I think this is the first Hobbit commander I've seen while playing this deck, and I have been playing this deck for 4 hours? Like, between recording and not recording, I think I've been playing this for 4 hours. Nice. Well, how you doing, Keely? I see that you're going to be cheating equipment into play, because that's a Stoneforge Mystic. Commander's Plate will help protect them from red, the color that I am. Yeah, I'm gonna use that Chain Lightning here. I don't want her cheating in anymore. Like, say, Cauldra Complete. Anything like that. Commander's Plate, if they have 3 mana, they can put it on. But, oh, they're already storied. Never mind, because they have a Legend and 2 of these. That's fine. I have the Abrade. Do I Abrade this turn? I think next turn. I'm gonna play Dragon's Hoard. You like this Commander's Plate art? Oh, I don't. It's the TMNT one. Oh, look at that! A free Colossus Hammer! Yeah, you throw that on him for the low cost of nothing instead of equip 8. And suddenly Keely is swinging for 14 damage. Because of course he is. Recruiter of the Guard lets them tutor for the Guard. Oftentimes just grabs like Solitude, but I feel like they're gonna do something spicier than that. A Witch Enchanter? Disenchanter? A dwarf and his hammer is a good combo. Truly. I wonder if this is a tithe. That would be very rough for me. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it might be a swords. Oh, Patriarch's Humiliation. Okay, thank God. It actually held priority. Sometimes it doesn't. All right, and we are going to destroy target artifact. So we have a choice here between make it so I can block or make it so they deal a lot less damage. I'm going to go with make it so they deal a lot less damage. I can't block Keely, but I don't die in one turn. I'm a dragon. He's just a baby now. Witch Enchanter smashes my Hoard. Smaug is very disappointed by this. Trying to take out that recruiter, and I'll just hope that whatever equipment they get is not enough to kill me this next turn. What are my chances of being able to kill them? Don't worry about it. Just a dwarf and their plate mail. A dwarf and their hammer. Oh, look, a dwarf. Tee. Ah, dang. Even if I did have the mana, It wouldn't unequip. There is a, well, it will lose the abilities, though. Yeah. I am unfortunately short on mana. Haha, short because dwarves. But the card that would have helped is Opportunistic Dragon. Would have been quite the opportunity. Good game, Keely. I'm just happy I saw a new commander. You would be amazed at how many not new commanders you see people playing. When are all these cool new commanders to play with? Like this one. And this one. GG. Anina, Natural Parallelist. They'll be casting spells with X in their cost. Hey, I have one of those right here. And she can help tap for those X cost cards. This is a mana dork that's also generating just a crazy amount of value. I find that Anina is honestly like, she shouldn't tap for 2. She's already doing so much. Ooh. Even more ramp on a Thornvolt Forager. I'll play Hexing Squelcher. There are a bunch of X-cost counter spells. And here's Anina. Again with a blue up. I mean, they could do X equals 0. They might get an Ornithopter. I'm going to try to just bolt and kill her. Good. It worked. And I guess I'll swing for 2. You could play her again. They have a mana dork. Oh, somebody in chat said they've been playing my Notary Hobbits in Brawl, competitive Brawl. Yeah, there's a couple changes I assume, made to that deck to play it in that queue. You gonna tutor for a squirrel? I don't trust like that. Wanshi Tong? It's not the star charts. Okay. The Wanshi Tong's an X-cost spell that could have, like, flashed out and been a 3-3. Or a 4-4. No, not a 4-4. 3-3. Yeah. Was it, like, rounds down? Oh, it just rounds down on a card draw. Oh my god, it's a 4-4. That thing's bigger than a dragon. Here comes Anina. And I'll play the Terror of the Peaks into... I can't actually play another dragon. Maddening Hex. I love Maddening Hex. This is really the only, like... I don't know, punishment card. We have Hexing Squelcher, which helps protect our game plan. But I'm not running Blood Moon. I'm not running Winter Moon. I'm just running Maddening Hex. So let's see if they cast a bunch of fun spells. Yeah, I think that if you're playing Notary Hobbits in competitive Brawl, you're adding an Ancient Tomb. You're probably playing your Strip Mines. Do you even throw Channel in that deck? You might even throw Channel in that deck. With all of the big colorless Eldrazi? That seems possible. Hi, Nick.
This cat's sitting in the sun.
Oh my god, we have the air conditioning on because it is toasty and sweaty outside. And the cat, because she hates air conditioning just so much, is laying in a sunbeam. Like, we have our shades mostly closed too, so this is like the narrow bit of sun coming through. Ooh, Nyxborn Hydra to make a big Anina. Okay, they only lost 1 life off Hex. Aberrant Mind Sorcerer will recur their spell. That's pretty sweet. That's a really good roll to get. They'll have something big with Reach next turn. And I feel like they might have an untap spell. I don't know, I'm just getting a vibe. Bit of vibe. Do I want any pizza? Ooh. Yes, please. I would love some pizza. do I think it's an untap spell? I'm gonna risk it for the biscuits anyway. It's the good news, it wasn't an untap spell. It's a mana dork, but it's not like the kind of mana dork I think you run a lot of untap spells. And I can't think of many X-cost spells that also untap. We have lethal in the air next turn. And if they cast a bunch of non-creature spells, we might just have lethal here. What a maddening card. They're thinking. I too am thinking. I'm thinking about dragons. Pizza!
Pizza!
Oh, this is the best.
Pizza.
Nick's amazing. Oh. Oh, is that a Naruto nectar?
Yeah, this is Naruto nectar.
Dude, look, it's got everybody's favorite character Naruto on it.
Yep, 100% Naruto.
That's definitely Naruto. I've watched Naruto before. It's orange,
He's
just
orange.
like Naruto.
Naruto is orange.
Wow, that's
Naruto
great.
nectar.
But like, I don't really think I want a Naruto nectar right now. But thank you so much. Yeah, I need to drink some water. It's hot outside.
Yeah, I'll get you some water.
Oh, thank you so much. What a nice man. Always bringing me Naruto nectars. What kind of pizza is it? Pepperoni. Mm-hmm. This is also a dragon. Legally, it's a dragon. Please cast a non-creature spell. Please cast a non-creature spell. It'd be so funny if you died to a non-creature spell. Oh, nope, that's a dragon. Hey, wait. That's my thing. Thank you, Nick. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They block my really awesome dragons. I'm gonna kill their really awesome dragon with a spiteful banditry. It was not so cowabunga. Not so cowabunga. It'll also get me a new treasure. Come on, cast a non-creature spell. Yippee! And the Maddening Hex wins the game. It's a really fun card. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Smaug is a really weird deck, not because I built it as like treasures and dragons, but it's actually a weird deck because of the matchmaking. You would think that Smaug the Magnificent, like every single other deck I've built in the last, year, would just match into Raphaelos and we'd get to burn them with his fire. Wrong. This deck, which has a 4-mana creature that you have to set up to deal 1 damage, but it would be very good against Raphaelos, does not really match into him. I matched into like 2 of them, but they were very bad Raphaelos decks and they conceded super early, so unfortunately not great content to show, but for the most part, this deck just really matches into other red and blue decks, where it does perform pretty well. I think that because dragons tend to be so powerful, this deck, it did well enough in the queue. It's going to do probably the worst against counterspell heavy decks, unless you happen to get your Cavern of Souls or your, the Hexing Squelcher out very early. Otherwise, you are going to be relying on single higher cost threats that happen to be dragons. So if they get countered, bounced, or anything else, you're always going to be down on resources, which is tough because, well, I would say that Brawl is oftentimes a format about resources and resource management. This deck, though, I do like the way that it goes, and I do like having the excuse to run lots of treasure synergy outside of a Magda deck. Typically, when you think of treasure decks, you do think of this Magda, and this Magda is definitely the easiest way to do treasure stuff, because you just need to tap her, and there's lots of ways to tap her. Smaug, on the other hand, has to survive a turn, or you need to set him up with treasures, but not spend the treasures on him. I think that cards like Zorn are kind of cool here, but I would love to see, like, yeah, how does Smaug do in the 99 of a Magda deck? Does he even see play? And I feel like the answer might be no, because so many Magda decks are just like turboing out Portal to Phyrexia or Bahamut rather than playing other smaller treasure synergies like this one. Still, something that could be worth trying in the Brawl queue or otherwise, and maybe even in Commander. So yeah, I would say Smaug is a good dragon, but kind of stuck between two awkward typal synergies where, you know, dragons are very good, and I would say the best mono red dragons commander right now in Brawl is probably this Sarkhan, and treasures, which doesn't have that much support, especially on Smaug himself. But he is very good. This is just a generically very good card. It builds up for burn, it does hasty damage, and it's a dragon. It might die to a bolt, but it's a dragon. Dragons are awesome. So if you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you would like to suggest a commander for me to brew from this set, please let me know. I'm hoping that we get to do some of the dwarves and the white cards soon. I've already done the hobbits and the bears, and I took a look at the wolves. I don't really think that there's that much I can do with them for Brawl, but maybe in the future we can update one of our wolves and werewolves decks. That could be cool. I'm not sure if any of them were really in red-green so much as they were in, like, black-green. But, you know, they gave us new dogs, so we may as well take a look. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.